Alright. Illegal entry.
We was walking down Baker Street in small hours, and the gaff door was ajar, see?
It was like some kind of sign, begging for us to go in it was.
But once we got inside, God blimey lummy, we had a gunshot from the back room.
We went to see what was what, but the door was locked from the inside.
We never done nothing, Governor. We never took nothing. We just left after that, nice and quiet.
Oh, these voices.
A terrible coincidence and voices, it would seem. At the precise moment, these
Miscreants? I'm gonna look that up. I have consulted the dictionary. Miscreants. Miscreants. That's a difficult word.
At the precise moment, this miscreants entered the property. An even more sinister crime was afoot. The witness's testimony is consistent with the crime scene in every detail. The door providing access to the storeroom from the main shop was indeed locked from the inside. And within, only the victim and the accused were found. I must say, it does appear to be an overwhelmingly simple case. Still, the defense may cross-examine the witnesses now, of course. Counsel, if you please. Counsel?
Yes.
What's the matter, Bruno?
Sorry, I was just stunned into silence for a minute by the blatant lies being told by that pair in the stand. Damn. I know that it's all nonsense, because I saw it with my own eyes. I'll just have to expose their testimony for the pack of lies it is. Damn. Ryunosuke really said I could... Sorry, I was stunned by their bullshit! Woo. Alright. Yeah, you know what? I'm not even gonna keep track on how consistent it is. I'm just gonna go by what I feel. How I feel best kind of suits them. Although Ringo is a little more consistent than Nash, I think. Just because his, my posture for him is just like an O-shape sound. An O shape on the mouth, and then I just have to pump in air. So yeah. Anyway. I do love their sprites. It's so cute. Hold it. You didn't do or take anything. Is that your story?
It was Bellam soon as, weren't it?
It was, Nash, it was. Didn't even have time to pull me ducks out me looksy lockets.
So, with no time to take your hands out of your pockets, you just left, nice and quietly, you say?
That's right, Governor. Nothing we ain't more than violence. Peace-loving nibblers we are, not bludgers.
We are, Nash, we are. Never even pulled me ducks out of me loosey lockets.
So, you'd clearly like us to believe.
Hey, come again? You stuttered.
As you fled from the pawnbrokers that night, did you not run into anyone else? And did you not fire a gun at that person? This is leading question, Ryunosuke.
Saints alive! They fired the gun, you say?
Ah! But blimey, Governor!
You ain't telling us it was you in the doorway?
It was me, bitches! It was.
Why the bleeding Nora?
Didn't you mention that before?
You were armed with a gun! And as you fled the scene, you fired that gun. At London's greatest detective, Sherlock Holmes. They shot the great Mr. Holmes!
I did hear that, actually. There's been a rumour he's been rushed to hospital. The great Holmes! That's beyond the pale!
On the night in question, this pair was arrested by the police within minutes of the discovery of the crime scene. Their suspicious countenance rapidly gave them away. And when searched, a firearm was indeed found in their possession. Furthermore, The barrel shows signs of a shot having been fired from it.
Oh, oh.
The prosecution invites his lordship to examine the firearm recovered from these brothers.
Yes, indeed. Remnants of powder around the muzzle, as you say, counsel. The court will hold this weapon as evidence.
I do love, even without ballistic markings still in effect in this time period, they still got ways to find out if the barrel was hot.
Now, my learned Nipponese friend,
Yes.
here's to you successfully presenting the evidence. For yes, there are the telltale signs of a spent powder on this gun and a single bullet missing from the cylinder. But the prosecution demands evidence that it was fired at the scene of the crime under scrutiny in this trial.
This is some Edgeworth ass fucking. Well, I don't need evidence because I was there. Unfortunately, Yunosuke, that's not how it works.
However, the rest of us in the courtroom were not. If the defense fails to provide evidence in support of this rash claim, we shall have but no choice to toast your incompetence and move on.
Evidence that these two fired the gun before they left Windybanks that night.
The court demands that all claims are affirmed with clear proof. What evidence shows that these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the pawnbroker shop that night?
Do we have... I was thinking that was the pouch. No, we don't have that evidence yet. That's way later. Do we have, like, the photos? The blood samples, yeah. Yeah. Did Sholmes... Is that the bullet that hit Sholmes? The one in the calendar? I mean, like, right now. Is that what we think it is? I think that's the only evidence we have. Yes. Take that! The evidence is here, in this portfolio.
What on earth do you have there, counsel?
During the course of our investigations, we discovered a number of bloodstains.
Not trusting the police to do the job they're trained to do. How arrogantly Nipponese of you.
Well, anyway, we analyzed all the blood samples we found and recorded the results in that portfolio.
And you claim to have the evidence the court is demanding therein?
Yes, my lord.
No more dallying then, counsel. Present the pertinent evidence at once. What page? Which page? What do you have in your portfolio that proves these witnesses unloaded a firearm in the scene?
Yeah, it's this one, right? Yeah, the green one.
What is that? Explain.
It's a photographic print taken at Windybank's pawnbrokery on the day of the incident.
From the scene of the crime, is it? Is that a bullet hole? And if my eyes do not deceive me, it appears the bullet is still lodged in there.
Yes, as your lordship noticed. The bullet pierced Mr. Windybank's calendar. The date shown being of the 16th of April, the very day of the pawnbroker's death.
The incident occurred at 1 hour after midnight. But this indicates that a separate shot had been fired sometime after the calendar had been set to the 16th.
That's right. And while it isn't irrefutable, the defense believes this is credible evidence that the witnesses did fire a round from their gun in the pawnbrokers that night.
Ah! Oh!
Ringo is on a crane!
Order! How does the prosecution stand, Lord Van Six?
Sip. Sorry, I'm so close to the mic too. Sorry.
If that is the direction...
He's already sloshed, I'm sorry.
If that is the direction my learned friend wishes to take, the prosecution has no objection.
What? And he eats it. First eat of the day.
But you'll forgive me for flinging my hallowed chalice aside in disgust at the repugnancy it exposes. Yes, on the night in question, these brothers entered the pawnbrokery illegally. And like the bold baddies they claim to be, opened fire on the new arrivals before fleeing back onto the street.
Hey! So take it easy there, Governor. You're gonna land us in the soup. We had a deal. You aren't going to get into details. Tell him, Sulky. Set the bloke straight.
I have nothing to add. Cold, Gregson. So he knew, didn't he? Van Zieks knew that testimony would almost certainly expose the extent of their crimes.
It would seem now that I owe my learned Nipponese friend a word of gratitude.
What do you mean?
What I mean is that you have helpfully confirmed one important fact.
To what fact do you refer to, Lord Van Zieks?
As had been established, at the point of their arrest, a single shot had been fired from the brothers' gun. However, if that shot found its target in Mr. Sholmes, well, then clearly these witnesses cannot be accused for the fatal shooting of the proprietor and the victim. In other words, these two men have no material connection to the murder of Mr. Windibank at all.
I actually do like this, because how many times have we beat him? Twice now, right? Twice we've beat him, and he was like, wow, what were the odds that the actual culprits were in the witnesses or in, like, the jury? I'm gonna make it so that that doesn't happen. Now he can't have an out here. So, that's it. Oh my god, all of their stuff, they're missing.
That's it. We didn't have nothing to do with it.
We didn't, Ash. We didn't. That's what I reckon.
Your crimes include unlawful entry, intent to steal, perjury, and, let us not forget, attempted murder.
Quite a catalogue, eh, fellas?
Ah,
We're in it for now, bro.
Now then, let us take a moment to reconsider the aforementioned great detective, Mr. Sherlock Sholmes. It would seem the man patronized the pawnbrokers in question somewhat regularly.
Where's he going with this?
Mr. Sholmes appeared to have taken pleasure in tinkering with eccentric machinery.
eccentric? Says who?
Not me, don't give me that look.
He installed a pair of machines like this one in the victim's shop.
Oh, that's one of Hurley's red-handed recorders.
Oh, what's that, Counsel? It has an appearance of a photographic contraption.
As your lordship has surmised, it is indeed a camera attached to a small timing device.
Every half hour, it automatically photographs the interior of the establishment. The idea being that if a thief were to break into the shop, he would be caught red-handed.
The prosecution has obtained photographs taken by the device on the night in question. I can't read tonight, I'm so sorry. Oh my, yeah, that's a lot of photos. You might as well pose for one of them. As the court will observe, copious identical prints are procured in such quite a length of time.
Rather prodigal, I believe.
In fact, there are 2 such devices at the victim's shop, my lord. If I may refer the court to the plan of the premises, their respective positions are here and here.
You say that these cameras produce a print every half hour. But how would that help if the anticipated thief conducted his activities in one of the many 30-minute intervals?
One can only pray that the would-be criminal lingers, my lord. On the night in question, the witnesses currently in the stand were not caught on the camera.
That's a bit of fried truck, eh, bruv?
Lady Luck loves a skulking. Witnesses, at what time did your trespassing begin?
Eh? Must have been after 1. Right, bruv?
Must have been, Nash, must have been, yeah. Just gone 1.
In which case, minutes before these brothers entered the establishment. What scene might we expect to see within the shop? Let us examine the evidence.
Good Lord! It's a defendant!
She has a gun.
Miss Gina Lestrade!
She has a... God damn it, Gina, why did... Gina...
As the court can clearly see, the accused is pictured, gun in hand, facing the victim over the shop counter. No doubt coercing the proprietor to open the door to the storeroom.
God damn it! Gina! Why a stick up?
Quite! One can only too easily imagine the events that unfolded. The court will take this photographic print as evidence, if you please, counsel.
I do love how the judge is so enthusiastic about everything. Everything's just like, oh my god.
I don't believe it. Jeannie.
In short, the accused is the only person who could have possibly killed Mr. Windbank.
Ah! Yeah, same. I say, my lord, who said it? Who? Oh.
I say, my lord, I wonder if I might put in our word in this point. Go ahead, Mr. Foreman. Took a bullet in the knee in the Battle of Maiwon, 1880, don't you know? Decorated for it all and all that, but forced to retire from service, sadly. Of course, a medal can never outshine the exploits of chaps like us on the battlefield. Yes, Mr. Foreman, and what exactly is your point? Carried on the battle after retirement, you see, the battle of daily life, if you like. And here I am now, leading this small squadron, 6 men, all good and true. And we'll go down together, you mark my words, one for all and all for one.
What are you trying to say, Garadeb? Can you get to... I still don't know what you're trying to say. What?
The ladies and gentlemen of the jury have reached agreement, have they? Is that what we are to understand?
Thank you for surmising, because I couldn't fucking...
Well, Mr. Foreman, is that correct? In a manner of speaking, yes. That is the Garadeb squadron's position, sir. What? No, it's too soon for... Status report on the court, men on the double.
His lordship insists on promptitude at all times, and that goes for making decisions too.
I think you'll find the truth is as clear as day now. I could reach out and touch it.
I hate you, juror number 3.
I wouldn't have left it in there. I just wouldn't. But in all honesty, I can't actually remember.
What the fuck, juror number 4? Situation clear. Stop. No room for doubt. Stop. Truth now undeniable. Stop. Who's petting the rat?
I am very sorry for brothers. They are unlucky. I forgot my Russian accent. Very well. I now call upon each member of the jury to state his or her leaning in this matter and answer considered verdicts to the court.
God damn it.
Guilty. Guilty.
Oh. Guilty.
Guilty.
I'm guilty. Guilty, okay. Not the headbang.
It does indeed appear that the jury is unanimous with its leaning already.
That photograph. It must be the definitive evidence that Gregson mentioned.
But Ginny didn't shoot him.
No, of course not.
My lord, the defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination.
Very well. The court grants permission.
So, you refuse to admit defeat again. How unsurprising.
We shall proceed immediately with the summation examination. Mr. Foreman, are all members of the jury ready? Absolutely, sir. Always ready for action, my chaps. Very good. Okay, weirdo. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you will now explain on what grounds you have determined the defendant to be guilty.
Sure. In a bit. Hang on. Cut right here.